So what's the perfect way to do a video if you're going to use it for marketing? Hi, I'm Mark Bullock, the co-founder of Videosocials.net. And you're not going to like the answer. Or maybe you will. There is no perfect video. And there's templates and concepts that if you follow, it'll get a lot better results. So I'm going to balance two schools of thought. The first school of thought is the more creative that it is, the more interesting that it is, the more compelling that it is, the more confrontational perhaps in certain circumstances that it is, the more it makes people think and throws people off, an odd beginning or an odd end, something like that, the more attention that it may get. Now, that being said, if you're building an audience, you don't necessarily want to throw them off all the time. You want to be fairly consistent in how you educate and inform them through this medium called video. So that being said, a template that works is to not open with who you are and what you do. Open with, why do you want them to watch the video? What are they going to get out of it? Ask them a question. Do you have this problem? Are you experiencing this? Have you ever noticed? Okay, something that compels them and has them questioning in their mind and self-identifying that, yeah, this video's for me. I can relate to that statement that's set up front. Then introduce yourself. Keep it short. Don't need to get into all of your taglines and everything else. Your name and what you do. Hopefully the business that you work for. Then get into the meat of it, and the more of a story that it is, or an example that you can provide, or engaging that it is, so that people can relate to. In other words, rather than just giving them information, you're giving them an example of how that information could be impacting them, whether it be for the positive or for the negative. Then at the end, of course, you want to wrap up, maybe touch on your main point again. Always tell them what you're going to tell them what you're there to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. And then your close. And your close needs to be a call to action. In other words, what's the next step that you want them to take? You may want them to call you. That's a big ask. They just may have seen your video for the first time. That's a really big ask. So I suggest that the next step is another piece of content, preferably related to the one that you just did, or a specific page of your website, or a playlist on YouTube, something like that. But most importantly, make it a link that they can find below, either in the description or in the first comment or wherever, just a link that they can click on, rather than after they finish watching your video, having to remember what you said and try to type something into a keyboard. You're going to lose most of them right there. Give them a link to click on, to follow. And that will take them to what you want them to do, which is to be more engaged, learning more, and getting more exposure to you and your brand and what you have to offer. Hope you found this valuable. If you did, there's lots more at videosocials.net/academy. There'll be a link below for that. Again, I'm Mark Bullock, the co-founder of Videosocials.net. Have a great day.